Arvandor is a divine realm found in Arborea. Nestled between the Beastlands and Ysgard, Arborea is one of the chaotic good outer planes. And here is where we will find Eladrin today. Hello and welcome. Today we are celebrating my 30th subscriber. Thank you very much, everyone. This is a fan-requested episode where we will be talking about Eladrin. Specifically, we're going to be talking about the Celestial Eladrin, and these are about the same order as angels and archons and fiends and demons, but for the chaotic good realms, as they are free-spirited and nice. This does not mean they're pushovers. These guys are terrifying. Just wait. Now, the key thing with them is that they are all about their freedom and everyone's freedom, and they will fight to the death for freedom. Now, Eladrin are the difference between humans and elves. Again, from elves. They are more graceful, more pretty, more in touch with nature, because they are much more intrinsically part of it. Many of them are able to change into an embodiment of an element. Everyone will be talking mad shit until someone turns up who's made out of a pillar of fire or a gust of sand. Now, one rather unique thing about Celestial Eladrin amongst all the other outsiders of their same sort of tier is their working relationship with their patrons. Because an angel just does what it's told. It is a individual that doesn't have compunctions, it just does as instructed because it has a lawfully good employer telling it to do lawfully good things. It does those lawfully good things. They are done. Archons are more like hired mercenaries comparatively to angels, but again, they are employed to do lawful good stuff, and that's what they like doing, and so they do lawful good stuff, which means hunting out evil and promoting good things and just making sure everything adheres to the world around them. Inevitables have absolutely no free will at all, really, because they're machines. They're thinking machines. They are smart and they can work things out. However, there is nothing in their brain except for law. Next up are the devils and the demons. Devils and demons are very, very similar, despite what people will tell you otherwise, including myself, because there's a million and one fucking differences, except in this one instance. They all have bosses, and they're scared of their bosses, because their bosses will stab them in the leg over and over and over, let the leg heal, kick the leg, and then stab it again if you're late to work. Turns out demons and devils are not very nice people. This goes for a lot of the fiends, not so much the Yugoloths. They're very much like hired mercenaries as well. They rent themselves out for just whatever evil purpose. They have no compunction towards law or chaos. They just will do evil. Now, Eladrin don't really care for rules, hierarchies, orders, spreadsheets. They are very much like Unikitty from the Lego movie. A movie that was just way better than it needed to be. What does float their boat, however, is freedom. They do oppose tyranny, and they will actually go to the material plane to just help out, because that's what their base urge is, to go and help and be pleasant. Now, one of the big things about the Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms lore is that there's a thing called the Blood War, which has been going on forever and will be going on forever. Basically, there is a small gap between the Nine Hells and the Infinite Layers of the Abyss, in which an infinite army of demons are trying to fight an infinite armor of devils to see which side wins. This has been going on forever. Now, angels and archons look down on this and they think, well, that's terrible. We should just destroy the whole lot and just end the whole thing. And they have the urge to get their hands dirty and remove the evil from the world. Well, the greater world. It's multiplanar at this point. The Eladrins, not so much. They don't care so much because they're over there in their corner doing their own thing, and the Eladrin are quite happy just for them to kill themselves off without having to interfere whatsoever. Just do your thing over there. So whilst every kind of Eladrin is going to be different, and that even goes individual to individual, they all have the same large outlook on life, and that is freedom good, tyranny bad. You can find them pretty much anywhere in the universe. They'll either be on the material plane, doing good deeds, or they'll be in the Feywild, just drinking Fey wine and doing whatever. Most of the time, they'll probably find you and be like, hey, guy, you want to earn some money? And then go and tell you to go and end a crime. So a very quick word on Arvandor, where you'll most likely find them. The Eladrin are very intrinsically tied to there, and I totally fucking get it. It's large, huge, almost untouched. There's mountains, rivers, lakes, valleys, forests. It is home to all sorts of wildlife. A lot of it spills in from the Beastlands, which is just teeming with wildlife. The rivers all let out into the next layer, which we can discuss another time. Of course, Eladrin are not the only people who live there. Due to the nature of the place, you'll find an awful lot of elves here, as this is where many of them vibe with, where they want to go with at the end of their lives, which are exceedingly long. However, on the flip side, there's the very short-lived Aarakocra, who also like here because the skies are all very nice and wide open. You'll also find an awful lot of drow here, despite the fact it's a chaotic good aligned plane, and this is mostly because of Elistri. Elistri is a drow deity who is all about escaping the typical drow evil activities, and she is a wonderful topic for another day, because this gets long. As a little footnote, it's kind of funny that my 30th subscriber requested Celestial Eladrin, because I was already using a Bralani in one of the upcoming campaigns that I'm going to be putting on my Patreon at some point in the future. So look out for that. So the reason I choose a Bralani for this story beat was that it is a bit of an unusual creature. As I said earlier in the video, angels are right there. If you want some good people from above, angels, easy. Or if you're feeling spicy, use an Archon. Woo. But no. Eladrin, I figured I'd give them a crack. A lot of people will just use Fey, just regular disparate sprites and pixies and nixies. So, yeah, there's a Venn diagram of Fey and Celestial that Eladrin sit right in the middle, like some middle child. So, yeah, I figured why not? I'll give them a go. And they've got some very interesting things going on for them. They've got a decent AC, they've got alright hit points, they've got some damage reduction, they have some interesting spell-like abilities, they've got spell resistance, which is always fun for a boss fight. And they're also within the scope of my ballpark safety zone, which is level 6, which is what I assume to be the default, for no particular reason other than I found out very early on that at level 6, the players are pretty fucking competent at what they want to do, without being absolute steamrollers. They also have this thing where they can turn into a whirlwind and shoot you with just wind beams that do 3d6 damage in a straight line of 20 feet, unless you pass a reflex save for half, which is not terrible. And yeah, they also have, I said spell-like abilities, spell resistance. They're just, I think it should be a very nice little story beat. And I have just listed off all their combat stuff, but that's because I've done the entire video discussing the whole non-combat stuff, so I think I get a bit of a break here. Well, that's everything for today. Thank you very much for watching. I've enjoyed doing this. I very much enjoy talking about these undersung characters that exist in the cosmos. They're not unknowns, but they're definitely underrepresented when you've got angels sitting right there. I'm always more of an Archon guy myself, so even I've looked over them several times. But that's specifically why I was using a Bralani in one of the upcoming encounters, because I thought it was very interesting. Thanks again for watching. Ciao. If you like what I do and you want to see more, please do like, share and subscribe for future GM Pope content. I run one-shots and campaigns for many game systems over on my Discord, and I also have a Patreon if you would like to help support my content. And as always, keep adventuring, trust the dice, and have fun. Ciao.